It's time to start week 5 for the Gingerbread Crochet Along. Let's work on the gingerbread biscuit border. So I've done the first round of the gingerbread biscuit border, and I wanted to show a couple of things. Of course, this is all in the pattern, but the first thing is the swirl that we turned into a square has 38 stitches across, and the gingerbread biscuit needs to have 40 stitches across the edge before you get to the candy cane stripes. And so, of course, the pattern and the video tell you just to add a couple extra stitches where these are joined, and I just kind of wanted to show where I added mine. So here is the last double crochet of this border. So I just added 2 more to make my 40, and I didn't add it around the chain to corner. I added into the top of the chain and then 1 into this next stitch just to make the 40, because you need 40 along that side, and that will be for any edge on any of the peppermints. So on this one, I came up this side, and so then I started with the 2 extras in the chain, and again in the top of the other chain before I started into the double crochet. So that's how you get 40 out of 38 stitches. Then the last thing that I wanted to show you is how I am ending the corners. So the corners will have 2 double crochets, and then of course the pattern is to chain 2 and then slip stitch. And instead I am going to do a double crochet. I know this is not common. So here is the top where I'm going to be slip stitching into that first chain that I made when I started this round. So I am going to yarn over, insert into where I would normally slip stitch, and I am just going to do a double crochet. So that will get, the same as 2 chains, but it puts my hook and my starting yarn for the next round in the middle, instead of a slip stitch would put it way over here, and then we're having to work 2 into this corner, and so this is just a better ending for the corner. So now I can go ahead, and instead of chaining, I'm going to go ahead and just do a double crochet, another double crochet, and I always do mark mine. I love stitch markers, so I'm going to mark it in the top of that first one, and then those will be the first 2 for my corner. So then I'll finish this round. I will be coming up this side, and then see how there is room to put my 2 double crochets in to this side. So I hope that makes sense. That's just what I'm doing, and I'll continue working the rounds of my biscuit border. I wanted to give a couple of tips on this gingerbread biscuit border. Once you get the first couple of rows done, which are kind of like setup rows, then it's a really easy pattern to do once you know the repeat. So there's 2 rows that, again, set up for this gingerbread biscuit border, and then there are 2 rows in the golden color, 2 rows in white, and then there will be 2 more rows of the golden color. And they are all of those 6 rows are exactly the same, and that's what makes this little wave kind of will look like frosting. The only difference is how the corners are treated and how many stitches there are, and the pattern is a little hard to read, but if you know the repeat and kind of how it works, you really don't even need the pattern. So let me show you. On this, again, it'll be 2 rows of golden, 2 rows of white, and then the 2 rows of golden again. And basically to make the wave, you're doing, you know, 2 increases, which is 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So 2 increases, and these are all half double crochets. Then 1 half double crochet, then 2 decreases, then 1 half double crochet, then 2 increases. And that's how you get the wave. So it's very easy to, you know, do your 2 increases, 1 half double, 2 decreases, 1 half double, 2 increases, 1 half double, 2 decreases. And it's just the same thing every single row. But when you start or end a corner, every round will be 1 additional half double crochet. So when this round, or when these started in the golden color, there were only 2 half double crochets before the corner. Then the next round had 3 half double crochets before and after the corner. And then you can see maybe a little bit better on this white. Here we ended the pattern with the increase, and then there are 4 half double crochets and then the corner, and then the next was 5. So now I'm finishing up this round, and so I will have, here's my last increase of, you know, the repeat. And of course the repeat is actually not 2 1 2 1 2. The repeat is actually 1 increase, 1 half, 2 decreases, 1 half, 1 increase. So that right there would be the actual repeat. But of course when you do it over and over, then it's the 2 1 2 1 2 1. Anyways, then when I come to this corner, now I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 before I get to the corner. Again, this row had 5, 4, 3, and 2. And then the next row will have 1 more, so it will have 7. So that's kind of, you don't really need the pattern once you know the repeat, and that every corner before, of course you would start before, adds 1 more half double crochet when the round starts. After the 6 rows of the wave stitch that makes up the gingerbread border with the icing, there are 2 additional rows that will square the border off. So the last thing that I have to do for week 5 is to put the bobbles on the outside of the gingerbread. Now the bobbles are supposed to be made with the bobble stitch with yarn, and I have decided not to do that. I have so many ends to weave in and I want to get this done. So I have some little, they're little like pom-poms that I got for another project. And I have colors that are similar to what is in the blanket. So I have decided that I am just going to sew those on. I still will have a little bit of, you know, whatever I use, maybe embroidery floss to put it in. I will still have to weave it in, but I think I'm going to do that. And I've decided to do 5 colors, and I'm going to add a light pink. The pattern calls for just doing red and yellow on the bottom, and pink and green on the top. So it's just a row of, you know, pink, green, pink, green, pink, green all along the top, yellow, red all along the bottom. And I kind of want to mix. So I'm going to add another light color in so that then my next set, the yellow will start at the top instead of the yellow and red just alternating on the bottom. I hope that makes sense. So then the yellow will be up here, the dark pink will be down here. So it'll just be a little bit more random looking, which is what I'm looking for. Another thing that I am doing different is the pattern called for the bottom bobbles to be on kind of under the arch of every other, you know, wave, and then the pink and the green on top of every other. And so that is cute, but I am not going to put quite that many. It would actually be like that. I'm not going to do that many. This would be 11 underneath the wave and 11 on top, so 22. The way that I'm going to do to space them out just a little bit farther so that I end up with 16, and I'm okay with that. I think it's fine. Can't remember, I think it goes like this. Anyways, it'll be every other instead of quite so close like they have it. So that's the only other change I'm going to make, and then I'll be done with week 5. Then I will just be ready to put on the outside border. I haven't decided if I'm going to add the fringe. Of course, I still have all of my lights that I need to outline. And I actually still need to put my gingerbread door and the window and the bobbles up here. I might use the same little bobbles for up here, or I just might do those in yarn. There's only 6 of them. So anyways, that is the end of week 5.